Everyone, and welcome back to Barbie Dolls of the Week. So this week I've got one series that I want to show you some dolls from, which is a very wonderful series that's truly underappreciated. And then, I want to start with this, which I told you about last week. I had gotten from eBay or ordered from eBay. Well, now I got it. And as you see, it's the Coach Dad, which I didn't even know they had a Coach Dad until I started seeing this on eBay recently, and the little girl. So that's the main reason I got it, was for the little girl, because I already had the dad in several versions, or a couple versions. One thing I want to start by showing you is this. I've never seen this Heart Family Fun Book, or I don't remember it if I did. It says over $12 in coupons inside, but it's got some different little play sets that were available. And let me see what was, who this book belongs to, picture of the whole family there. Some things that may or may not have been in there originally, but have made their way in there. And School Time Fun Dolls, which reminds me of this Coach. Actually, it does say Coach. So it just has a little bit of, the whole Heart family things that were available. And I guess in the back is where the coupons were that somebody never used, or nobody ever used. $1 off any Heart Family Neighborhood Kids dolls, Heart Family, $1.50 off Heart Family Bathtub or Sunshine Fun playset, etc., etc. for the house or the kitchen, school, nursery, Sweet Roses furniture, $3 off, $5 off any house of the Barbie Dream House, that with the pink one. So I don't know how much that was back then, but you got $5 off. So that's some good coupons in here. Too bad they were not still effective. They expired March 31st, 1990. So now back to the dolls. Here is a look at them, and I'm going to be taking them off this and giving them a wash. They have a little bit of a musty smell. I mean, they smell like they've been in an attic. There, by the way, are some of the accessories, including, well, actually, let me see what that is, if I can tell. Oh, I guess that's the tennis racket. On here it's pictured as blue, but I guess it's yellow here. And a ball and some other things. His shoes, her shoes. Here's a closer picture of her. Let me move her hair back. They had cute little faces. Little, almost like, I don't know, I was going to say pug faces, but that's not a good description. That sounds bad, but I love these yellow shorts on him. And by the way, he does have his little painted on ring, so that's good. So yeah, I'm happy with this, and I got a pretty good price. I mean, because this one had a messed up box and there's a bit of an odor, the lady, or I don't know if it's a lady, the person gave me a special deal. I told you about it last week. It was already on sale, but then she made it even lower. So I'm just going to set that there for now. Now, moving on to the main event today. I'm always really excited about the series I'm about to show you. It's called the Barbie Classique Collection, and I don't know if I've ever seen anyone doing, maybe one, showing some of the dolls. Yeah, that's true. I've seen at least one of the dolls being shown, but it's very rare you see somebody on YouTube showing these dolls. I don't know why, and then actually there was another one, I take that back, recently, who showed one that they had taken out of the box, which was this doll, and I just love this. First of all, I love the drawings on the box. This is the Evening and Extravaganza Barbie. It says a sleek, swirling sensation for glamorous nights. And look who it was designed by. Yes, there is a bit of a hole here. Ignore that. That's Kitty Black Perkins, who designed the famous Black Barbie herself, and then the recent 45th anniversary with Bill Greening. But yeah, she designed this back in the, oh shoot, when was that? Like the early 90s, I think? Let's see if I can see a date on here. Well, of course, now I'm not going to, oh, maybe it's on the bottom. It says third collection, a series of dolls, ages 14 and up. Well, that's an interesting number. I don't see a date on... Oh, wait a minute. I think I see it now. Yep, 1993. So I was very close. So I already had this doll, but I bought another one to debox. So I'm finally going to take this doll out of the box. I will do part of that today in this video. But let's move on for now to a couple other dolls in this series. And again, now that, of course, now this one says the sixth Mattel designer to be featured, which is Anne Driscoll, I think her name is. So here's a picture of her, by the way. And the doll we're talking about is this one, which is just stunning. It's a romantic interlude. And I'm going to show you both versions of her today in the box. I don't have one of these out of the box here, I don't believe. So you can see the whole design. It's just really stylish. Here's the drawing for it, which I love. You know, these drawings. Let me see here. This one says, like I said, the sixth in a series. So she has, you know, they didn't all have two versions, African American and Caucasian, but this one did. And so did that first one I showed you, but I didn't bring the Caucasian one in for her. It's not my favorite, but this one is just amazing. Anne Driscoll did. I think I have to double check her name. Yeah, Driscoll. Drisskill, it says. Here's the Caucasian version, which I have to say, in this particular doll, I do like the Caucasian one better. I think just the overall look of her face, the skin tone looks better with the clothing, I think. Shows up better, and I just like her a little bit better with the makeup and the face choice that they picked. But of course, same designer, Anne Driscoll, and it tells, by the way, about a little bit about each one here. I'm not going to read all that, but she did say, I designed for Barbie like I would for a real person, not a toy. And I have the creative freedom to design an endless variety of looks. So, I don't know, does anybody know any other designs Anne Driscoll created for Mattel over the years? I can't imagine she just did the one. I wish they would tell you, like, well, what are some of the other ones? So, of course, we all know Carol Spencer and some of what she did over the years, and some of the other designers, but Anne Driscoll I can't say that I've heard from before. Now, the last one I want to show you today, before I do the unboxing on that first one, is, again, two versions of Starlight Dance Barbie, A Heavenly Dream in White for Starlit Nights. Now, this one I do have out of the box, the Caucasian version that's up there. It's way up top, so I'm not going to try to get it down. But this was designed by a designer named Cynthia Young. Here's Cynthia when she was younger, back in the 90s, when these were all released. And the front shows the overall design. I mean, look at that heavenly look. And this is, of course, the African-American version. She says, little did I realize when my parents helped me make my dream fur, quote-unquote, jacket, that someday I'd be designing for the most elegant doll in the world. There it was in Vogue, the most beautiful coat Cynthia had ever seen, etc., etc. And she got, that's how she got inspired. So, you know, it also has their signatures here, which is neat. I forgot to mention that on the others, but their signatures are on the box. And it says this is the 5th in the series. So, I mean, rarely do you get to see the designers on the box and their signatures and talk about them. I just love that they did that. And I wish they did that more often. This one was from 96, box date. So here's what she looks like. I mean, it's just a stunning, like, goddess on the mountaintop look. I don't know, something like that is what it makes me think of. And by the way, in here, she's a beauty dressed in the palest creamy satin and chiffon sprinkled with stardust. Sheer panels make her skirt seem to float cloud-like in the wind, while brilliant rhinestones reflecting tiny rainbows of light add to the joy of the moment, or the sense of the moment. So here's a picture of her that you might be able to see better without glare. I mean, look at that. That outfit is... This is probably my favorite outfit of all the ones I've shown you today. So this one definitely my favorite outfit. But my favorite doll is... well, actually, that might be it too. But let's look at the Caucasian version of that and just make sure. I don't remember which one of these two I like better. Here's a picture of her, by the way. I mean, isn't that just... I don't know. And you know how I love an updo. This is one of the best updos I've ever seen. And, of course, it's the same on both versions. So, I don't know. These are almost, to me, tied. You know, I like them both so much. Let me just double check. Yeah, I don't know. I can't pick on these two. So, I'm going to call it a tie. Here she is. And look at the earrings, by the way. I mean, if you can hopefully see them pretty well. It's just beautiful, the whole thing. And again, just one more look at the front. And then, actually, I don't know if I showed you the front of this one yet. The other one, I believe I did. But just in case I didn't, here you go. Look at the purples. Now, obviously, the purple are not really in the design, but it's just in the picture. But that really does make it look so gorgeous. Okay, now let's go back to the one that I am deboxing today, which was the very first of those, this Evening Extravaganza Barbie. Now, I want to point something out. In this one, they actually did different color dresses for the two dolls. I didn't bring it, and I should have, but the Caucasian is in the same exact dress, but in pink, which, of course, makes sense, Barbie pink. But, you know, I guess back then, you know, they're still thinking of this as slightly different, perhaps, like a Christie. So then this one, let's take her out. I've already had her out once, but now somebody who was doing a video of this told, or said that all the, oops, there goes something, all the rhinestones, I guess these are, had fallen off, or most of them, so he took the rest off, and it still looked really good with just the yellow dress. Now look at the fabric, like this crepe type fabric, and this swirl up here. It's just amazing. So let me take her off the card. I'm going to pause this for a minute. Ta-da! There she is in all her glory. Oops, wait a minute. There's still a tie in her hair that I didn't notice. Let me see if I can get that out. There we go. Okay, now, isn't she gorgeous? After all these years, I finally have one of these out of the box. It's really a sense of accomplishment or something. I don't know, joy. But I love the yellow on her and the shiny parts. I think she's just gorgeous. I love the green and yellow eyeshadow. Look at that. I mean, what do you all think? What I just really would love some people to comment on the Classique Collection, and if you like it, if you don't really care for it. It's so, like I said, underappreciated, especially in the sense that, you know, you can get a doll like this really cheap. I forget what I paid right now for her, but, I mean, relatively cheap. And I will tell you, when they first came out, they were not cheap. They were like, I don't know, $50 or more. Now, these two that I have are marked down to like $53 for this one. Now, that's not what I paid for it, but anyway, here's the finished doll. And also, I will say that this backer, and I didn't take the shoes off yet, they're still here. So there's like gold kind of pumps. She looks great on that backer with the yellow. So, do you all keep these? Sometimes I keep them. Like this one I will definitely keep because it's such a great background for pictures and things. And the only thing is you have to watch the glare, but I mean, it's beautiful. And it looks, like I said, great with this yellow, which is, of course, why they picked it. But let me show you this from the back. And I did put her on the stand that she came with. It's, of course, when they usually came with stand, especially when you paid that much. So here's the back with this much. Look how much fabric that is. I mean, And then here's a closer look at the earrings I was talking about. They all have really cool earrings. Big, I would say very big. Like, they're not always the most, size correct for that doll, or the doll size, I mean. But I still like them. I mean, big, especially in the 80s, big was beautiful as far as hair, as far as some of the jewelry and the shoulder pads. So yeah, this is not really from the 80s, but it's maybe 80s inspired. That's kind of gives me an 80s vibe, this whole outfit. And the necklace I haven't mentioned yet. Oh, and these gloves. Look at the gloves. Now, I always kind of look like a bit of an oven mitt, but it's about the best they could do. So just a gorgeous doll, everyone. And by the way, spring is only about 2.5 weeks away. I forgot to mention that earlier. I'm so glad we have the end of daylight savings time next Sunday, so we'll have more light in the evenings. I'm so glad about that. So I hope you've enjoyed the Classique Collection and the Hart family dad and little girl that I showed first, and that you have a great week ahead. And I will see you next time on Barbie Dolls of the Week. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video. Take care. Bye-bye.